So that's our website, and you might have had a look at it already or maybe not. But pretty much, I think no matter how small, medium-sized or large an organization is at the moment, we'll all find us in a transition to keep up with the market pressures, but also the increasing customer demands and employee demands as well. And whether you're a project consultant or an employee, you notice that around you, you'll find people with various different levels of change experience, and that obviously comes at a risk for the organization, not necessarily meeting their innovation and growth goals, but also for the people around you having more mental health issues. We observe lower morale, and we also notice more absenteeism and turnover as well. So that's what we're targeting as a business. And the way we do that is by offering online courses as well as leadership games to support leaders and professionals, helping themselves and others role model change in an effective way. So our website is our go-to shop in a way. And what we've done is we developed a leadership framework, the EXCELerate Leadership Framework, that maps all our courses and also our toolkits back to leading yourself, leading others, what's value-driven and authentic leadership, change and innovation, and business system thinking. So you'll see that all our products and services offer various aspects of what good leadership looks like. And today I'm just going to log in as Mr. Demo or Mrs. Demo to show you what an online course would look like. And then I'll open up all our 3 toolkits and show you what those look like as well. So the courses that we offer, the online courses that we offer are one basic entry course, which is a change advocacy course or change advocate course, this one here, which comes just under $150. And that's a good basic entry level for people to understand what change, business change and individual change does to their brains and bodies, what they can do to make it easier on themselves and others, and to contribute back to the business goal. So like the other courses, this is a 2-hour course with this is a under 2-hour course, so I think 1-hour course. The others are 2-hour courses with about another hour of optional material that the learner could go into. And in our shop, you could go into there and then access a content sample. If you are like Mrs. Demo, already a learner that's enrolled in the course, you can see more than the sample lesson. But if you're just interested in the sample, you could do that even today, have a look at it. I can see all the lessons that are under this, and I could go through the entire course. All of our courses start with a similar structure. So they have 1 to 3 sessions, and they've got an introductory one with a welcome video. I'm trying to go into this without actually having the sound, so you're not distracted. But like the videos are usually a face-to-face where you get a facilitator going over the problem statement and what the course is about. And it then goes into the lessons where we've got our I'm just jumping into this, where we've got our text materials, our supporting materials, and then we always do a baseline at the very start, a baseline quiz at the very start, and then a baseline at the end to see how the learner progresses through the topic as well. All of our courses have learning checkpoints between 1 and 5, where that doesn't count to the final assessment, but the learner can check back how they progress through the training. And then only in the end, there's a final assessment as well. So if they pass the final assessment, they get a certificate for their CV or their LinkedIn profile as well, which is a real certificate of achievement, because you don't just get it for sitting through the course, which is great. We are really happy about the multi-channels or multimedia that we've used throughout the course. So it's not only videos and text, you also have animations showing you parts of the sessions and reinforcing some of the topics, right? So that's one of the courses. If I now go back to just the website again, I think Kim is most interested really in the toolkits. So all courses are similar. If I were to give them an order, they don't come in a particular order, but if I were to give them an order, I probably think that the value-driven change leader is a good starting point, because that uses one of our toolkits, which is the Valero toolkit over here. And that is a blueprint on a page in a way. I'm just going to open up the board game here. So it's a board game that you can play in self-reflection or with your team. And that is a culture core value blueprint on a page where people or teams can play through a card deck, 61 core values, and these cards always come with like the core value on the top and then the description what the value means, but obviously that can be redefined by organization to organization as well. So we've got things like cooperation or simplicity, which are common values as well, and it's good discussion points with your team. And then you get a green or a couple of green and red cards as well that you use on your blueprint to define with your whiteboard marker what good looks like and what bad looks like in terms of your transition and your transformation. So it's a really good activity with your team to play through. Obviously highly interesting for HR professionals as well, because it reinforces the behaviors that we want to see. And that is a tool that is discussed in the value-driven change leader, but is also sold independently as a leadership tool or game. And then you set your goal as to what's your working zone or something that you want to progress on. And each of the toolkits comes with a card with a QR code to a manual website. And those manuals always have videos, a downloadable PDF manual, and a lot of suggestions that are ever growing and continuously improving as to how we can use those toolkits as well. That's one of the toolkits. The other one that we have is the speed mentoring one. And we've just recently ran a webinar which was well received as to how you can adapt that into your online environment as well. Again, it comes with a live manual that's ever improving in ideas, and the community is also coming back to it in terms of like how else can we use these cards. And these are 35 design question cards used for self-reflection, for group activity, or as in a team meeting, even as an icebreaker, to start doing more conversations about change. And if you think about change being measurable, individual change, your conversations that you have about change is probably your smallest unit of measure. So the more we have positive conversations around change in our organization, the more we can see that people are getting on board with the process and the transition. So this is a really handy and very simple tool to increase those positive conversations and therefore make less room for the negative conversations as well. And the last toolkit is our ZooLeader style game. It's the biggest box that you can see in the back. It's probably the tool that needs most previous knowledge. I think, Julie, you're probably well across DISC and personality types, given your background, but the ZooLeaders are built on the DISC model in a way, or the extended DISC model from Estimate. And what we've done is like we created or designed for ZooLeader animal cards, and they're really big, like tarot style cards, and they come with the description on the background as to what are the preferences, the personality preferences of the people, what are their, I guess, leadership styles and delegation styles and stuff like that. And the idea is that you use these big cards on a big floor mat that is similar to the Belbin model and has all the different aspects. So you can put that onto the floor and ask your leaders to stand around. You introduce the styles and you ask them to stand on their type or on the respected type that they find most appropriate to them. And the manual makes it very obvious as to how to use this and gives a lot of background on the disc as well. But what we find is that that's a very interactive way of playing with your leaders or your team stakeholders through why certain things are sometimes hitting roadblocks like communication or collaboration roadblocks that we find sometimes be addressed in a more fun way rather than in a way that is making people uncomfortable because they're feeling criticized. So that is the biggest of the 3 toolkits that we have. They all can come standalone, but they all have a course as well where we do explain the context in more detail and where people can learn a bit more about it. Besides the change advocacy course, all the other courses are around $589 for one single user learner's license. But you can buy it for an organization as well in a bulk in a team. And then the leader of that team gets other information as well about the team's learning progress there. And they are all 2 hours plus an extra additional hour optional material when you want to go deeper into the material. And one thing that I find really good about this, I don't know if I can find it, probably can't find it so quickly, is that we also have community interactions. So we do have reflective activities. Oh yeah, here, lucky. Reflective activities where people add to word clouds with the community and then can see what other people said as well. And each of the courses comes with a PDF workbook that can be printed and worked through as well, which is obviously yours to keep forever. Whew, time's up. So I know it's a bit of a front end loading and a very quick promotion of what we're doing, but I've been asked that question more often recently, and I thought people don't want to take much time out of their day maybe to learn about what we're doing. On the other hand, there are people who like to advocate for us and maybe introduce us also into their projects and so forth. So we should help you guys by understanding more what's behind it as well, I thought. And yeah, either you can run off now for lunch, or if you have a question, ask me.
Thanks, Eva. That was a great overview.
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
Very good overview. I'm definitely keen to find out more around the gains and that, but I might run off to get into my next meeting. But I really do appreciate it. It has definitely given me a better understanding of everything that you do and how that could work potentially with what I'm working on. So thank you for your time.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for joining as well. And it was just an opportunity to see behind the curtain, I think. Wonderful. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Visit our website at www.approach-services.com for more information.